Are you anti-MLM? You're fed up with what you see is going on with your friends and family. You've had it. You don't know why the government isn't taking any action, even though you've filed lots of complaints to the FTC, maybe the Competition Bureau Canada. Well, there's another petition that you could sign, and it's quite easy, and I signed it myself. So you might want to sign this. And it's unfortunate that it requires a grassroots effort to tell government officials that an endless chain recruiting model of 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 is fraud. But here we are. So let's go. I'm going to show you this. It's on change.org, and I'll just pull the whole thing up. There we go. So close the MLM loophole. Why this petition matters. Multi-level marketing boasts that it is a $40 billion plus industry across our country. So this is, talking about the US. I really like how this is phrased because it's not saying it's an industry. It's saying that MLM is boasting that it is an industry. And that's important because this is the part of how these commercial cults take over the definitions of words to give themselves legitimacy. So I really like that. Unfortunately, available data shows that the vast majority of this money does not go to the millions of hardworking Americans trying to earn money as MLM distributors, but instead lines the pockets of a small fraction, less than 1% of extremely wealthy distributors at the very top of these structures. The money also funds the Direct Selling Association and corporate political giving that funnels millions of dollars to members of Congress to protect industry interests and avoid consumer protection safeguards. I have no idea if I was even allowed to sign this petition because I'm in Canada, but fuck it, I did anyway. And multi-level marketing was exported by the US globally. So I feel that my voice is important because Canada also struggles with this. The vast majority of consumers, estimated at more than 95%, end their involvement in direct selling at a net financial loss. Only a small fraction earn even part-time income, let alone the high earnings and lavish lifestyles often promoted. Even more telling, consumers who have left an MLM report that they would not rejoin that same MLM because they don't like the business model and they did not earn what they expected to. So my only thing is that it's not a business model. But people say that, when people get, I would say that it was a business model. I said I was part of the MLM industry when I first got out until I started to learn more about how I was manipulated and how I was perpetuating that continued manipulation on other people, even by speaking out with my activism. So I'll just put that in there. Despite this terrible track record, MLMs do not have to play by the same rules as other business opportunities. They don't, because MLMs are above the law. And this is deeply fucking problematic. So yeah, I'm glad that they've created this petition. 10 years ago, the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, created a gaping loophole for MLMs from its business opportunity rule. The rule is simple. Someone selling you a business opportunity must give you basic information, like whether the business has been sued, whether you're likely to earn what was promised, and what happens if you want to quit. When I first got out of multi-level marketing in December 2021, there was discussion about this business opportunity rule. When you're leaving a commercial cult, your brain is fucked. It's very hard to start unpacking what you've been a part of, reconciling what you've done, how you've been manipulated, how you've been a victim, how you've been a perpetrator, and then try to make sense of all this. This is said, I think, said very clearly. But if you are somebody who has just exited MLM and you're still finding a lot of this very overwhelming and confusing, please know that it is totally normal and things do eventually make sense, but it takes time to heal. So what they're saying here is the rule is simple. Someone selling you a business opportunity must give you basic information. Now, why on earth would a company try to fight that? Like, that would be something that would hurt their business if it wasn't a fraud. Oh no, we don't want to give people basic information like we've been using well-documented thought reform techniques since that Amway has been using. Oh no, we don't want to give you the truth because this is a fraud. It's funny, isn't it, that something that says it's such this this peak of personal development, this legitimate business opportunity that they don't want to give you. They're fighting the whole direct selling industry, which it's not direct selling and it's not an industry. They are fighting against giving people basic information. Well, if that's not a red flag, I don't know what the fuck is. But MLMs, one of the largest business opportunities in the country, do not have to do this. Why? Because the DSA helped generate a letter writing campaign to the FTC asking for special treatment, and they got it. And so I believe what happened is they just had a form letter that people sent out, so they can just mobilize their destructive commercial cult adherents to just sign their name and send it in. These aren't thoughtfully, personally written experiences. This is just a form letter. And of course, the FTC, in my opinion, which is absolutely fucking useless as tits on a bull, just like, oh, look at this. We got 18,000 or whatever it was. Therefore, this means it's and we only have 1,100 people that have said something against it. Therefore, it means the vast majority, this is an actual legitimate business industry. It couldn't possibly be the stigma of shame, the cult tactics, the social pressure, the harassment, the intimidation, well documented, going all the way back to Amway. That might be that. Why aren't so many people filing complaints to the FTC? Well, because it takes so much effort to just try to unpack and heal what you've been a part of. Never mind try to find a therapist who has experience with cults, who isn't going to try to shill you their MLM opportunity or product. And then when you do get the cojones to send a letter to the FTC, they don't do anything. But if you are a big trade organization and you pay off politicians and you already have people under control using, again, well-documented behavior, information, thought, emotional control in every fucking MLM. Just say to your uplines, just sign this letter. Our livelihoods are at stake. We are under attack using religious manipulation, spiritual abuse, the works. They pull it out. Oh, it's really no surprise that all these people in MLMs just signed this letter. I would have signed the letter when I was in because I believed all this stuff. Now the FTC is considering closing this loophole. Big fucking surprise that they're considering closing loophole. I wonder, again, which member of the FTC is going to now work for Herbalife or Nu Skin or Melaleuca or Amway next. It's just a matter of time. I can't fucking wait to see which FTC employee is going to be working at which MLM next. We're going to have lots of conversations about that. And the DSA and MLMs are very worried. On September 20th, the DSA is going to meet with your representatives in Congress to spread the false narrative based on highly selective testimonials that consumers are doing just fine and MLMs should not be regulated. A business opportunity should not be regulated. Let's cherry pick brainwashed distributors with the same little black dot-eyed fucking vacant glaze you've seen in my videos and others, talking about how amazing, this amazing life-changing opportunity. This business has literally changed my business, you guys. Don't regulate us. As a legitimate business, we don't want regulation. What other business asks not to be excluded from regulation? Don't look at the mounting numbers of people speaking out about their experiences. Don't look at the growing numbers of Scientologists pointing out that these are the same recruitment tactics, the same things as what they experience in Scientology. And also what's important to know is on September 20th in Canada, we're having our own version of this bullshit going on. They go up to, they went up, the DSA Canada went up to Parliament Hill earlier this year. This is 2023. I'm making this video. But on September 20th, they're having a campaign. This is my story. Use a hashtag. I already fucking hijacked that hashtag. And I encourage anyone else to do it too. Tell the real story of multi-level marketing. Of course, it's very difficult to because there's so much shame attached to it. And sunk cost fallacy and all this other stuff. It's very difficult for survivors to speak out. And they know this. But we have the same problem in Canada. In fact, some members of Congress are trying to withhold the FTC's funding and have added harmful policy riders into appropriations legislation, which would kill efforts to close the MLM loophole. Sign this petition today so we can tell members of Congress the truth. The loophole should be closed. MLMs should play by the same rules as every other business opportunity. I mean, really, why in the fuck does this even have to be said? This is how destructive these commercial cults are. Look at what fucking happened to Albania. Go Google that and see what happens when pyramid schemes can just run amok. The FTC should be fully funded and allowed to do its job to protect consumers. Well, okay. And also, pyramid schemes should be shut down. It's like governing the mob, regulating the mob. I know when I first left multi-level marketing, I would hear terms of like, this is a cartel. I thought, oh, this is hyperbole. They can't really mean that. It's like, no, it really is a fucking cartel. We're all pretending and using like this really kind language to protect the cartel. This is sad. It's disgusting that MLMs expect, demand, and will probably get exempt from having any regulations. And the continued exploitation of people, financial losses, the mental health, the looming mental health crisis will continue to grow. All because this is such an incredible level playing field, life-changing business opportunity. I signed this petition, even though I've got strong feelings, but I mean, this effort requires all voices and all different perspectives. People should get mad. We shouldn't be fitting ourselves into boxes of opinions. This is where we can come together. And you don't need to. This doesn't be like, you know what, I feel strongly, I don't want to sign this. That's fine too. However, for me, I'm like, this is something that I feel comfortable with. I can add my 2 cents. Whether or not it's going to move the needle, I don't know. But I think like cumulative efforts over time, creating more conversations around this is my goal, is to just encourage people to ask questions. And the more people that ask questions, the more people are going to start listening to each other and seeing what's right in front of their faces. And I also want to say this, a huge thank you to the people who organized and who have crafted this petition, because I fully understand the necessity for the choice of language in order to appeal to as many people as possible, educating them while also speaking on behalf of victims and survivors. It's a delicate balance. And this is, and you've done an amazing job. So thank you. I tried to find out where my comment is on this fucking thing, and I have no idea. I'm only on first coffee, so that's my excuse. So anyway, I did say something similar to what I said at the beginning. It's ridiculous, or it's ludicrous that it's taken a grassroots initiative to point out to government that an endless chain recruitment model of 5 times 5 times 5 kind of thing is fraud. But here we are. So anyway, that's kind of like what I said. So I hope that you, I hope that if this resonates with you, that you do take action and maybe sign it step by step. We're mainstreaming this conversation. It's incredibly important too. One thing I've learned from standing up against multi-level marketing is that it really is, these multi-level marketing companies, they have a lot of swagger and absolutely no substance. They can be threatening and intimidating, but they fucking crumble like a cracker when stood up to. They cannot face scrutiny because it doesn't take much for it to be revealed that no multi-level marketing can pass the 2-pronged Costco pyramid scheme test. Any business is a pyramid scheme if a participant has to pay for the right to sell a product and has to pay for the right to receive rewards unrelated to the sale of a product, recruitment. Every multi-level marketing company cannot pass the simple 2-pronged Costco pyramid scheme test. That's the bottom line. These things need to be banned. If you want to sell your products, but get rid of multi-level marketing. That's what I have to say about that. Have a good day.